What does it mean? When I say the author wants to entertain us, we mean what? Jada?
To make you feel something.
To make you feel something. Fantastic answer. Jada, kiss your brain. That was awesome. The author wants you to feel something. They want you to feel happy or angry or scared or sad or something. So, I'm going to go to my story on that second page. And I want to find a part of my story that makes me feel something. Who can tell me what's one part of this story that makes me feel something, that makes me feel scared or angry or sad or happy, something? Who can find a part in the story that makes us feel something? Alexa.
We eat knees because it scares you because like it says that they eat like people and stuff and meat.
Okay, that's a good point. So this sentence here. Stop it, Brian. We eat knees. I have to kind of agree with you there. To think about, because when I read that, I thought about my knees, like about something chomping on them, and I don't like that feeling. I don't like thinking about that. Is there another part that makes us feel something? Angry, scared, happy, sad, something. Jaylene?
When the piranha said, "We don't eat plums. We prefer bums."
Okay, and what emotion did you feel?
Happy.
Happy. That's kind of a funny part of the book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got some proof. The author's trying to make us feel something that might make us feel a little scared when they talk about eating like knees and feet and stuff. But you're right. I thought it was funny, especially that part of the book because they had that picture of that poor guy getting bit in the butt by the piranhas. That was a pretty funny picture. So we have proof that our author was trying to entertain us. They wanted us to feel something. The topic. What was the topic? What was this book all about? Kylie, what was this book about?
Piranhas.
About piranhas.
And the evidence is in the second line.
Okay, so our second line here. What's wrong with you, Brian? You're a piranha. Now, the good thing about a topic is that you'll know it's your topic if it shows up a lot. Is there another part of our book where we see them talking about piranhas? Jaylene?
Uh,
Do you see another part where they say about piranhas, Jaylene?
I have a different thing to say.
it's PE.
Almost. Let's find one more proof for piranha.
I have a different thing to say.
Oh, what do you have to say?
For the proof and the author's craft, right now I couldn't like highlight it, so I underlined it.
Okay, if you want to underline it, that's absolutely fine. Remember the highlighting, you can click on, like, let's say here for the piranha, right? I click on it, I hold down my shift button, and then I start moving using my arrow keys to select my words. And then up here at the top, I click on my highlighter tool to change the color. Jadine, do you see somewhere else in the story where they talk about piranhas?
No, I don't. I'm ready for the next question.
Oh, well, hang on. Because the topic is going to be in more than one place. It's going to be all over the book. Alexa, do you see somewhere else they talk about piranhas?
Yes.
Okay, where else?
We don't eat melons, we don't eat bananas, and the reason is simple. We are piranhas.
Right here, we are piranhas. So they talk about piranhas again. And look at this last part down here near the bottom. Piranha. And they tell us all about piranhas, where they're at, what they eat. We've got plenty of proof. Okay. Author's message was, what does the author want us to know or to learn from reading this book? So who can tell me what was the author's purpose, or sorry, not the author's purpose, the author's message with this
Mr.
book?
You said that was gonna be me because I was waiting for the next question.
You're right. I'm sorry. So, Jadine, what do you think the author's message was for this book? What was the author trying to teach us or get us to learn?
That piranhas don't like bananas and they don't eat veggies. They only eat meat.
Okay. That piranhas eat meat, not veggies
Or banana.
fruit. All right. So let's look for some proof from our story. Who can tell me one part of our story that gives us proof for that? That the piranhas eat only meat. They don't eat fruits. They don't eat veggies. What's one part of our book that tells us that? What's a sentence here that proves that for us? These piranhas aren't people, or not people, but they're not things that will eat a fruit or a vegetable, that they just want to eat meat. What keeps happening in this book? Okay, that's fine. Jaylene, what's a part of this book that shows us that the piranhas only really want to eat meat? They don't want to eat fruits or veggies.
Can you zoom in because I can't really see the story?
Sure, let me zoom in a bit. That work better?
Yes.
Okay.
It says that um I forgot where I found it.
Okay, well, who can tell me? Where do we see some proof that the piranhas don't want to eat fruits or veggies? Okay?
Can you go down a little bit? But I think I know.
Okay.
It says that they don't eat bananas.
Okay. It says right here. Oh, sorry. We don't eat melons. We don't eat bananas. So they're giving us some examples of some veggies that they don't eat. We can highlight that. Do we see anywhere else where they don't want to eat fruits or they don't want to eat veggies? Kylie.
It says we don't eat apples, we don't eat beans, we don't eat veggies, we don't eat greens.
Very good. Two sentences here. We don't eat apples. We don't eat beans. We don't eat veggies. We don't eat greens. So they give us example of vegetables that they won't eat here. So we know that the piranhas just eat meat. They don't eat fruits. They don't eat vegetables. Doesn't matter what kind. They just don't eat them. All right. Author's craft. Something the author does that makes this book more interesting, more unique. Something that we really liked. What is something that the author did that made this book more enjoyable? Something that made it different than other books we've read before? Alexa, what's something that they did that's a little bit different?
They put more pictures in the book.
Okay, so there were some pictures. And here we've got one, right? I could use that as proof. So I can't really highlight this, but what I can do is I can click on my pencil here and put a green outline around it. So I know that they did include some pictures in it, some funny pictures. Kylie, what else did they do that made this book more unique, more interesting, or more enjoyable for us?
I actually have a different question. What did you put for author's message?
Oh, author's message was that piranhas don't eat meat. Or sorry, piranhas do eat meat. That they don't eat veggies. They don't eat fruit.
Okay.
Okay, so Alexa said they had pictures. What else did they do that made this book different from other books? Something that only this book does, or something that we really enjoyed from this book. Jadine?
They did all this rhyming and it was super funny.
Okay, so they used funny pictures, and then you said they used rhyming?
Yeah.
Very good thing to pick up on. That one is easy to forget or not to notice. So let me put that. They used rhyming. And Jadine, can you help me find a rhyme that they put into the book?
Yes, I can. Let me just go to the book. We don't eat apples, we don't eat beans, we don't eat veggies, we don't eat greens.
Okay, so we have this highlighted. We don't eat apples, we don't eat beans, we don't eat veggies, we don't eat greens. We have here juicy plums and we eat bums. That's a rhyme. A bowl of peas and we eat knees. That's also a rhyme. Silver beet and we eat feet.
Mister, it's kind of a clue that they eat meat because they're saying they eat bums and knees.
You're right. Feet and knees and bums, those are all parts of people, right? Meat.
Yeah.
But I want you to do me a favor. Take your hand, kiss your brain. That was fantastic. Rhyming is a big part of this book. It's something that not every book has. But this author decided that they wanted to go out of their way and they wanted to use rhyming in their writing. And it's not always easy. Sometimes it's hard to figure out words that rhyme. They only eat meat. You're right. Nothing that they eat, well, except for the one piranha. There's that one piranha that's eating bananas and fruits and stuff. But all the other ones only eat meat. Okay, the last one, the audience. Who's the audience for this book? Who was this book written for? Who did they want to read this book? Violet?
Kids.
Kids. They wanted kids to read this book. And Violet, can you tell me what's your proof? How do you know that they wanted kids to read this book?
Because it's funny and sounds kind of like a kid's book.
Okay.
Stuff people laugh about.
Okay, tell me a funny part of the book that we can highlight.
We don't eat plums, we eat bums.
Okay, well, I bet you'd like some juicy plums. That's it, Brian. We eat bums.
Yeah.
So they tried to include some funny parts into the book because they knew that kids would appreciate the funny parts. Okay, so now that we've gone back, we've fixed these, we've found our proof. And I think it was Jaylene, right? You said that you were having problems highlighting it. And so she said she underlined her proof instead of highlighting it. So we could have used underlining to show our proof as well, whichever way you prefer. We can go ahead and turn those in. Now that we've gone through, we've filled out our chart. We found all of our proof. And then after you turn that in, I want you to go ahead, click on classwork. Oh, yes, Kylie.
What did we write for author's craft and author's message?
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me open it up again for you. Okay. So author's craft was they did two things that were a little bit different than normal. If you turned it in yesterday, Alexa, I gave it back to you so we were able to change it. So you just have to turn it in again. The author's craft is, number one, they put funny pictures in it. And number two, that they used rhyming in the book. And thank you, Ms. Fuller, for helping me out. And the audience was for kids. Yes, Alexa.
No problem. So we need to write all that in the other page that we got?
Yeah, so we're gonna write these here on the first page, first slide, and the second slide is all for our proof.
Okay. So can you leave that up?
But don't eat vegetables.
So yeah, once you have this, once you have it fixed, then you turn it in. Okay? Yes, Bailey.
For others craft. I have a little question for my favorite holiday.
Okay, what is your question?
Uh,
When you do finish turning this in, though, I want you to click on classwork. I want you to click on reading for our topic. And you're going to find this assignment here, author's purpose quiz. And you're going to open up the author's purpose quiz. Like I said, really short quiz. 5 questions. You have 5 different words, vocabulary words. And you have 5 different answer choices. A, B, C, D, and E. What you're going to do is in the box next to the answer choice or next to the vocabulary word, you're going to write down the answer choice that matches with that vocabulary word. So number 1 says author's purpose. If I think that author's purpose matches with, say, answer choice B, an intended target group for a message, then I'm going to click on that box and I'm going to press B. If I think it matches with C and I go, oh, no, I messed up, it's C, I'm going to press C. If I think it's answer choice D, I'm going to put D. But you're going to match each one of these to one letter over here. Because there's 5 words and 5 answer choices, each answer choice only gets used one time. So if you put answer choice A for one of your questions or for one of your words, it's only going to match one time. You're going to use each letter once. A, B, C, D, and E. Once you finish matching them, turn that in as well.